Welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about the ergonomic consideration in your workspace about the chair. The one thing about standard chairs, where they're high back, secretarial, or whatever, is that they don't move. Basically, when you sit in them, you lock your pelvis down and you don't move a whole lot when you're sitting there. And the problem with this is that it's very important for the lower back, particularly the little discs, the little pads in between the bones of the back, called the vertebra. It's important for those to have motion, because when they have motion, they pump fluids in and out. When you don't pump the fluids, the discs can start to dehydrate over time, break down, and eventually you can wind up with disc degeneration, disc herniation, and other spinal joint related issues. So what's the solution for this? Is I really recommend a ball chair. I've been using these for a long time, and how they work is that basically it's a physio ball or an exercise ball on a platform with casters on it. Now you can use a standard ball, and you can just go ahead and sit on this. That works too. You have to make sure, and we'll talk about this in a different video, that we get the right tension, pressure in it to get you to the right height so you're at the right workstation for your keyboard. But you can use a regular ball. The problem with these is that on the floor you got to watch for things like paper clips and staples and things that might puncture the ball. While you're sitting on it, that wouldn't be any fun. And the other thing too with this is that if you're up into your workstation and you want to get away, it's kind of cumbersome getting the ball out of the way. Whereas when you have one on casters, it rolls and slides, so it's a little bit more convenient. Now, when you get the ball with the casters or whatever kind of base you get, the nice thing about these is that you're constantly moving. When you're sitting on it, you're just kind of rolling around, so you cycle the muscle tension in there. You're pumping the fluids in the discs, and you take the stress out of the lower back. It reduces muscle tension. You won't get quite as fatigued, and I see a lot of chronic lower back pain is just a matter of deconditioning from either not exercising or sitting in a chair statically for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, the other really important thing about this, not just about the discs in the lower back, but also when you are moving little joints all the way up through your whole spine. And when those joint receptors move, they fire signals into the brain. And then it goes up there and it starts bouncing around in the different brain centers. It upregulates your stress and anxiety control centers. And who of us as adults don't need a little bit of help with that? And then we have your immune system is upregulated, your endocrine system for your hormones, your postural alignment. It's huge. It just basically upregulates everything in the brain to then tell the body how to work more appropriately, so you can be healthier, get less sick days, more productivity, you're more focused. So this movement is vitally important. So I would highly recommend you get one of these, and if you get one that has a ball in it that's not quite sized correctly, you can get a different sized ball and put it into the base. The other thing that you can do with these, they now make adjusters. You snap out these casters, you put snap the adjuster in, like it's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then you snap the caster back in so you can raise it up and down, so they are adjustable. Because when we first started working with these, that was one of the big things, where you couldn't adjust them up and down like you can with a regular chair. So you can get these adjusters for them. You can get different sized balls. The balls themselves run usually about $15, $18, $20, something like that. But you're talking about your environment that you live in and day out. So it's really worth the investment of a few dollars to make this thing work right. The other thing too is that there are other models of these, not just the ones with the plastic bases, but there are also ones that have legs on them that adjust. They'll have different positions that snap in and out. So I'm going to put a link on this video so you can go to a place where it has some options. You can take a look at them. They also have ones that have arms and backs on them, and they get pretty sophisticated. But you know, you're probably looking in the neighborhood of about $80 for a basic chair, ball chair. And I would highly recommend you getting this. You take a little time getting used to it, but it'll make a world of difference in your overall health, wellness, and your level of fatigue in your muscles over time. and your joint health, which is vitally important. So thanks for coming. I'm Dr. Greg Chappell. Share this information with your coworkers and friends, and let's all work together in creating a happier and healthier community. Welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about the ergonomic consideration in your workspace about the chair. The one thing about standard chairs, where they're high back, secretarial, or whatever, is that they don't move. Basically, when you sit in them, you lock your pelvis down and you don't move a whole lot when you're sitting there. And the problem with this is that it's very important for the lower back, particularly the little discs, the little pads in between the bones of the back.